Virgil. What do you, man, I feel like Mario has all the tools, all the size, everything he needs for this fight. Talk to me about, you know, just kind of a smaller guy, shorter guy like that coming up 2 weight classes to be your champion.
Well, it's just the same fight. You have to take the fight serious. You can't look at the fact that Gervonta's coming up 2 weight classes. You got to look at his accomplishments and his names and throw the weight classes out the window, even though they do mean something. But it could be for us or against us. It all depends on how we prepared for it. I think we prepared right. And I think the most intriguing thing about this fight is it's a wait and see. I think that's the position a lot of people are settling on, waiting and seeing. You know, of course, you got your people who predict a Davis victory, a knockout, and that's understandable. But I think that Mario's power is way up there with the best. And definitely the hardest puncher that Davis has ever faced. So it's going to make for an interesting fight because he's not going to back down and he's going to fight a smart fight at the same time.
We saw versus Leo Santa Cruz that he was just coming forward on Gervonta, making him a bit uncomfortable. Is that what you're going to do coming out on Saturday night, telling Mario Barrios, hey, it's out of the first bell, you got to come forward throughout the night?
Well, look, I mean, the Santa Cruz fight was considered. It was definitely looked at. He was coming forward, but he still was getting touched with breakdown punches that broke him down, particularly to the body. So I think in one respect it worked for him, but in the other respect it kind of made it easy for Davis. He didn't have to go looking for him. So I don't think we took that approach all the way, but it was definitely considered in instances in the fight.
Do you think Gervonta's power will travel up the 2 weight classes to 140?
Hard to say. Very hard to say. Mario came from 122, but he really was a 140 pounder, went down to 122, so he carried his power up with him. But it's hard to say. I don't like to guess or speculate. I like to deal with it in the moment. And in the moment is when we'll be able to tell and know.
The fight I just got to get your take on, man. Canelo versus Plant seems to be next for Canelo. Going to unify the super middleweight division. Talk to me about that fight.
Are they already signed?
No, it's just a potential. Like if it were to happen, break down that fight.
Well, I think it'll be better than the last fight with Sanders for sure. I think Plant is competitive and skilled enough to make a good fight out of it. Right naturally, you'd have to favor Canelo. I mean, right now he's in the driver's seat as far as planning his own career, planning his fight schedule. He's been busy, which keeps you sharp. And, you know, he does have advantages coming from 175 back down and everything like that. So I think Plant's best chance is to utilize a good jab he has, box smart. Hopefully he can put a dent in the armor to get the respect that he needs. But strategy-wise and physically, he does have some attributes and gifts that can make it an interesting fight.
Along with that fight, there's a big fight coming up in July, trilogy of Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury. Give us your thoughts on that as well.
Another interesting fight. You know, I'm not one to predict anything like that. The consensus would favor Fury based on the last fight, but there were so many things that happened. I think in that fight, I think that you have to look at this one as a brand new fight because you can't not take Wilder's words as just empty talk. He was adamant about how he felt about certain things, and regardless of what it looks like or what it seems like, you have to give him the benefit of the doubt. So whether all these allegations are true or not remains to be seen, but the good thing about it is that there's another fight that's going to answer all these questions. So right now, based on the last fight, you'd have to favor Fury. But again, we know that Wilder's working hard. We know that he has the potential and the ability to turn a fight around. It's 12 rounds. He can conceivably get his shots through and upset the apple cart. So we'll have to see.
Pacquiao Spence, man. First, what do you think about Manny Pacquiao, 42 years old, still taking on the biggest challenges that you possibly can, and how do you feel that fight?
I think what's interesting about this fight is that Pacquiao at his age has been off a long time. And that has to hurt him. If he could overcome that and be sharp and skilled and fight the way he fought Thurman, I'd be very surprised.
Some boxing fans
2 years is a long time.
He represented Turkey in the 2016 Olympic Games.
Got that first fight off his back since the
2017 on his
accident.
first 7 pro
So I
fights,
expect him to
with
be
6 of
sharp.
them coming by way of knockout.
Not as
His
rusty.
only loss came against the title challenger Mario Barrios in September of 2009.
To prove
He was able to survive 2 knockouts to make it a close fight, but that is his only loss again.
Last fight at 130.
For the WBA super lightweight world title eliminator
Do you
against
think his power would transfer over to 140?
This is the opening attraction on Showtime
I
pay-per-view
just
again.
answered that over there, but to answer your question, I think it's a
Showtime pay-per-view
situation.
on all platforms.
It's hard to say. Reports that we got out of his camp that he was hitting real good, he was punching hard and everything. So we have to be prepared for the hardest hitting Davis. And he might punch harder, who knows? He doesn't have to struggle to make weight. He doesn't have to dry out. So he's got a lot of advantages coming into the fight. Whereas we got to make weight, we got to rehydrate. He doesn't have that issue. So even if he's not punching at his hardest,
First of all, welcome. Thank you for being here.
it'd be an ideal situation for him because to
Situations like
make
this,
weight,
you've already fought for a
it
title.
might add up to be a little bit
Been
more
down this road already.
effective.
Now you're fighting for a title
But I think the best
Does it
time
feel
to
the
find
same?
out
You
is
still have the same focus.
How's Barrios' weight
Under what coming back?
leading up this
this
fight?
is
How's his
going
weight
well.
Okay.
It's going well. He'll make it easy.
Virgil, if Ward came back, it seems like Canelo's ruling the division that he used to rule. What about a matchup between Canelo and Ward?
He's not coming back. That's number one. So, I can't speak on it, but of course he'll be at my godson and things. I said if he never quit fighting, all things are equal on the playing field. And I think that he wins that fight. There's no disrespect to Canelo. I have to go with my kid. It's just a personal thing. It's not me being just adamant about we gonna win. It's just personal because he's my grandson. So that's no disrespect to Canelo. But it would be a fight that I would have liked to see.
Virgil, along those lines, has Andre Ward ever thought about doing an exhibition match? It seems like that's the popular thing this year.
No.
Not at all? No chance?
He's doing well at ESPN. He's close to boxing, so he doesn't miss it. He's getting compensated almost every other week. So, and then you have to be a social guy.
Speaking of mistakes, your trainer
that situation
always
work
known
for
for
you.
making adjustments,
And you
not
have to
only in
have
fights, but outside the
connections
fight.
to make the
What
money.
adjustments
I mean,
have
that
you
was
made this
phenomenal,
time
the
around
money that
to
they made
ensure yourself
on an
a shot
exhibition
at
like
the
that.
title?
So I don't see that in his future at all.
Going back to the question I asking about Canelo, there's a few names out there. David Benavidez. There's as well David Benavidez, Caleb Plant, obviously. Which of those names stands out the most that could probably be beatable, that could beat Canelo?
Well, I'd like to see the Benavidez fight, Canelo and Benavidez. And Bivol, if he can make the 168 class. I think those right now, on paper and in my eyesight, stand as the most competitive fights and a chance to really intrigue the boxing world and the boxing fans on who's going to win. I mean, can you imagine Benavidez and Canelo going at it? Both of them have attributes that offset the other. So I think that would be a great fight.
You think Charlo ever encouraged to move up and face Benavidez, at 68? That seems like the only open fight that would make sense if he was to make that move up to 68. Like, I don't see Canelo giving him the shot.
Well, I have to go on what he said. He said he's going to stay at middleweight for the time being. And that's where he's comfortable at right now. I guess it would take a lot of money to entice him.
All right, he gets another shot at a world title eliminator. Again, we're going to play a round of applause for Javier Ahmedov. He'll be fighting Andres Mendes. He'll be